What's up, people? Jade up here to talk about a couple of things that happened on this last episode of Monday Night Raw. Make sure you guys rate this video thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button up there. Thanks. On to the first topic, going to be talking about the 5-man gauntlet that will determine the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. We start off Monday Night Raw. John Cena comes down to the ring, and he's saying that he wants a championship match with The Miz once again. And as soon as he said that, I immediately rewinded to last week's episode of Raw when he said, speaking on The Miz, and I quote, "I hope I never get another chance to face you." So last week you weren't concerned with The Miz or the WWE Championship. You had your sights set on The Rock and WrestleMania 28, but in the span of 7 days, now that The Rock is gone from WWE, you have to find something to occupy your time with, and I guess what you're occupying your time with is the WWE Championship. But it's not just enough to want the WWE Championship. You want the WWE Championship just so you can defend it versus The Rock at WrestleMania. I knew problems like this were going to arise from WWE booking that match so far in advance. And yeah, here we go with, one of the problems. Who knows what else, will come onto the horizon after they book a match a year in advance. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this. But as far as this situation with Cena goes, I wasn't too much buying it. But on to the next. And we get Randy Orton coming down to the ring, and he says, unlike John Cena, he actually won his match at WrestleMania, so if anybody deserves a championship match, it's him. But we've already seen The Miz versus Randy Orton time and time again, and I have no interest whatsoever in seeing that match another time, so let's move on to something else. And at this point, this is when business really started to pick up, as JR would say. We had John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler come down to the ring. Now, as far as John Morrison is concerned, I would love to see him in a feud with The Miz, a real feud, because these guys, since they've broken up from a tag team, they've had a couple of matches here and there over the last couple of years. They had one in January, the first match of 2011 in WWE for the championship, but we've never seen a real legit feud between these two, and I do believe that there's a lot of money and a lot of interest in a real feud between John Morrison and The Miz somewhere along the line. And on Dolph Ziggler, I'm a fan of his just as I am with John Morrison. They're two of my favorite up-and-coming stars in WWE, and I would love to see both of them move up the ranks and be permanent fixtures in the main event, WWE Championship picture. And, so I was, wasn't too much feeling Cena and Orton. Then I'm like, okay, things are getting me more interested when you have John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler come down to the ring. Then it all went to hell. We had R-Truth come down to the ring, and as soon as I heard his music, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Are you fucking serious? Like, really? R-Truth? Like, the last noteworthy thing this dude did in WWE was fuck up the name of the city that he was in. Like, what else has he done since then? But yeah, he comes down to the ring talking about how he, is entitled to a championship match. I don't know how, but yeah, of course, he felt entitled to it. But, yeah, whatever. So the GM announces that there's going to be a 5-man gauntlet match, and whoever wins that gauntlet will go on to Extreme Rules and face The Miz for the WWE Championship. So later on in the night, we get the gauntlet match, and it turns out Cena and R-Truth, they're the last two competitors. Alex Riley and The Miz, they jump in the ring, attack both. The match is ruled a double disqualification, and both guys end up getting that championship match. So it's going to be a triple threat match: Cena, R-Truth, and The Miz for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules. I guess I have to commend WWE a little bit, because I thought that this was just going to be the same old, same old. They were just throwing a couple of new names into the bunch just for padding, and at the end of the day, it was still going to end up, John Cena as a #1 contender. Well, it still did end up John Cena, but they threw us a curveball with R-Truth bringing a new face into the fold. But my whole thing is, why does that new face have to be R-Truth? Why is it his face? Like, hell, the two people that he pinned in the gauntlet match, John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler, I would have much preferred to see either of those guys in that match, and he ended up pinning them when both of those guys are better than he is. So I didn't know what was up with all of that, but, whatever. You guys let me know what you think about R-Truth being in the title match at Extreme Rules. I'm not a fan of R-Truth at all. I actually dislike R-Truth. Now, you can say, oh, well, he's good in the ring and he's this and he's that. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't like R-Truth. And I'm not used to censoring myself on YouTube, but I'll just leave it at that. I won't tell you guys exactly why I don't like him. Let's just leave well enough alone and move on to the next topic. And the next topic is a vignette that aired promoting the imminent debut of Awesome Kong. Now, I don't know what name she's going to be going by in WWE, so I'll just go on calling her Awesome Kong for now. But yeah, in the vignette, she had a Barbie doll in her hand and she flicked the Barbie doll's head off. That was her way of basically saying, you know what, playtime is over. I'm coming, and all of you cookie cutter Barbie wannabe bitches, you better watch out, because I'm coming and I'm knocking some heads off. And I just can't wait to see her in WWE. I think she's a great addition to the roster. And yeah, the Divas division is about to heat up. It's really about to heat up, and things are going to get interesting. And speaking of getting interesting, Sin Cara, he made his in-ring debut on Monday Night Raw, and this dude is great. Like I said last week, I'm already 100% sold on him. Can't wait to see him in full competition mode. Can't wait to see him with the solid storyline going on in WWE. Also, I want to know, what is his first feud going to be, and who is it going to be with? Who would you guys like to see Sin Cara feud with? Like 99% of the responses I'm already getting from that question, of course, Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio, and all three of those guys are connected to the Latin culture. And Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara, they both have the whole luchador mask thing going on, so of course those comparisons are going to be drawn up. But yeah, I can't wait to see what Sin Cara does. Also, Awesome Kong in WWE, and these two people, I think they're great additions to the roster, and they show me a lot of hope and promise for WWE in the future. Because one criticism that I've had for WWE for the longest time, they don't build the card from top to bottom. It's like they put 99% of their focus on what's going on in the upper tier, what's going on in the main event scene. But then the problem that poses to us as fans, if what's going on in the main event scene fails, we don't have anything to fall back on. And, over the years, they've gotten rid of the Cruiserweight Championship, and they have a lot of guys in WWE who are talented, but they aren't looked at as serious competitors, or people look at them as jobbers because they basically don't have anything to do because they got rid of the Cruiserweight Championship. And these guys, they kind of run on the small side, so yeah, but they're still talented. And not some of those names: Trent Beretta, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Primo, who had a match with Sin Cara tonight. And, of course, he's not being talked about, but I will say for the couple of seconds that he was, given the shine in that match, he did shine, and he looked impressive. Just taking those moves from Sin Cara was impressive in itself. But then we also have Yoshitatsu, Tyson Kidd, Chavo Guerrero, Evan Bourne. If we had a Cruiserweight division, these guys would have something to do, and that would, be a lot more interesting, to the fans. And then, like I said, they got rid of the Cruiserweight division, the Tag Team division, and also the Divas division, for all intents and purposes, are dead. And then the mid-card championships, Intercontinental, United States, mean nothing whatsoever now. And yeah, it looks like WWE is starting to make some inroads towards, changes. But I've said this before in the past, and they went nowhere at all. I'm hoping now, with the addition of people like Sin Cara and Awesome Kong, that they take those divisions more seriously and start building the card from top to bottom. That would be a great thing. I would absolutely love that. That would be the best thing that they could possibly do. And the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is Edge. He announced on Monday Night Raw that he was forfeiting his World Heavyweight Championship and also retiring from WWE. Situations like this are very bittersweet, because here we have, on one hand, a guy who his passion is performing. For all of his life, he's dreamed about being a WWE superstar, and he actually had the chance to live out his dreams. And he's in that moment of living out his dreams, but he has to walk away from it all. But the key word there is walk. He's walking away on his own power. He mentioned tonight that his doctors told him if he continued on with his career, he would probably end up in a wheelchair. So here we have a guy who was faced with a very tough decision. Do you continue on living your dreams, or do you call it quits? And he called it quits, and I have nothing but respect for him for calling it quits. Because you have a lot of guys who have been in the industry and they've faced the same tough decisions that he has. They've been faced with these medical issues and these various nagging injuries and things, and it's begging for them to quit the industry, but they continue on against their right mind, and then they lead down these very dangerous paths and go into these downward spirals where they have to rely on drugs and alcohol to try to mask the pain, and it ends up going nowhere good whatsoever. But Edge, he knew when to call it quits, and I have nothing but respect for him. I thank him for the years of service he put in. He was one of those guys that specialized in that very high impact, risky style, and I'm pretty sure that took some years off of his career. But yeah, I'm glad that he's walking out of this business on his own power. And you guys let me know what you think about this situation. I hear a couple of people saying that they don't even believe that it's true. They believe it's part of a storyline. Well, you can call me naive or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any indication now that this is part of a storyline. Like, it seemed 100% legit to me, so that's what, you know, I'm believing. And yeah, Edge, of course, he's gonna talk more on his show Friday Night SmackDown, I'm sure, about this, you know, situation with him retiring, what's going to happen with the World Heavyweight Championship, what's going to happen with SmackDown, because he's been an anchor on SmackDown for these last couple of years. So it'll be interesting to see how the brand survives after him. Maybe Christian steps up and takes that spot, but you know, those discussions will come, you know, a lot later. But all I have to say now, thank you, Edge. I respect you, and yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought about all that I talked about in this video. Also, I know I missed a couple of topics like the core of fighting the Apple, aka the Job Squad, and also this feud with going on between Jerry the King Lawler, Michael Cole, and JR, and Jack Swagger, and then also Tough Enough, hosted by Stone Cold. I'll be talking about all of those topics on the sideshow this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on JDubShow.com. That's it for this video. Hopefully, I see you guys on the sideshow this Wednesday. Peace out.